Sergio Perez is set to leave Red Bull at the end of the 2024 season. According to multiple sources, Red Bull have decided to move on from Perez after Sunday's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Team boss Christian Horner hinted at Perez's impending exit after the Qatar Grand Prix on Sunday. "I'm going to let Checo Perez come to his own conclusions. Nobody's forcing him one way or another," Horner said when asked about the Mexican driver's future. "It's not a nice situation for him to obviously be in." Discussions over the next steps will take place among the driver, Horner and Red Bull racing advisor Helmut Marko on December 9th, the day after the Formula One season finale in Abu Dhabi. The 2025 contract extension Perez signed earlier this year means he cannot be sacked outright, but he can be moved into a wider ambassadorial role within the company. Daniel Ricciardo had a similar option when dropped from junior team RB in September, but decided to cut ties with the company instead. RB's Liam Lawson, who replaced Ricciardo at the US Grand Prix, appears to be the favorite to step up from the junior team in Perez's place, although the team's driver situation has been difficult to read all year. Although Williams rookie Franco Colapinto looked like a strong candidate to join the Red Bull stable of drivers a few weeks ago, sources say his performances over the past 3 races and his expensive crashes in Brazil and Las Vegas meant Red Bull opted against pursuing that option further. When asked about Colapinto after Sunday's Qatar Grand Prix, Horner said, "He, for sure, is a talent that's looking to earn his permanent place in Formula One. We have a great pool of talent within the Red Bull Junior team, and I'm sure Franco will find his way onto the grid in the future." Sources have told ESPN that Red Bull Junior Isaac Hadjar, who could win the Formula 2 championship in Abu Dhabi, would step up to RB as Yuki Tsunoda's teammate. Hadjar is doing first practice for Red Bull in Abu Dhabi, as well as the test that follows the race next week. Perez's awful form this year has made it look increasingly likely he would not be racing for the team next season. He has failed to finish inside the top 6 since the Miami Grand Prix in May. Most within Red Bull blame his poor form for the team's positioning in the Constructors' Championship, with it having slipped to 3rd behind McLaren and Ferrari. Teammate Max Verstappen won the Drivers' Championship and leads nearest rival Lando Norris by 80 points, but the team is 59 points behind McLaren in the other title fight. Perez is a staggering 227 points behind Verstappen, the largest margin between a world champion and that driver's teammate in a season under the current point system. Should Perez also cut ties with Red Bull, he might see a possible route back with Cadillac in 2026, given his huge popularity and marketing reach in North America. F1 has an agreement in principle with General Motors to form an 11th team for that season. Perez has been under pressure for most of this season after scoring just 152 of Red Bull's 581 points and rarely getting near teammate Max Verstappen. The last weekend in Qatar saw him eliminated in the first part of sprint qualifying, and he spun in the main race on a safety car restart, overheating his clutch in the process, which caused him to retire. Checo has been a wonderful driver for us. Certainly in 2021, 2022, 2023, he contributed to Max's championship in 2021 and the Constructors in 2022 and 2023, Horner said. "Most of all, he's a great guy. He's not enjoying the situation he's in at the moment. He knows the pressure of this business. We are going to give him all the support we can all the way to the checkered flag in Abu Dhabi. What he decides to do, that will be his decision at the end of the day. He's old enough and wise enough to come to his own conclusions. There's still a race to go." Horner later reiterated to the written media, "Checo's old enough and wise enough to know what the situation is. Let's see where we are after Abu Dhabi." Perez's start to the season, which featured 4 podiums in 5 races, soon earned him a 2-year contract extension in June until the end of 2026 season, but with Red Bull's bosses not denying that his new term contains performance clauses. After Red Bull chose to stick with him beyond the summer break, Perez produced his best form for months at September's Azerbaijan GP, but finished without anything to show for it after a last-lap collision with Carlos Sainz. Aside from Baku, Perez has largely struggled, and his lack of points has meant Red Bull are likely to finish 3rd in the Constructors' Championship behind McLaren and Ferrari. Sergio Perez is set to leave Red Bull at the end of the F1 2024 season. Perez has come under pressure during a disastrous season, with the Mexican driver still without a podium finish since the Chinese Grand Prix in April. Having failed to retain the Constructors' title, Red Bull are expected to confirm Perez's departure in the aftermath of this weekend's season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 2 drivers are understood to be in contention to become Max Verstappen's new teammate for F1 2025, with Williams' Franco Colapinto no longer a target. What you think about Sergio Perez set to leave Red Bull at end of season? Like and comments below.